The content shared in this YouTube video, as well as any resources linked below, is not intended to be interpreted or relied upon as financial advice. We are not lawyers, accountants, or financial advisors, nor do we claim to be. The information provided is not a replacement for personalized financial advice from a qualified professional who understands the specific details of your situation. While we strive to ensure the accuracy and value of the information shared on this channel and through associated resources, it should not be considered a recommendation to avoid consulting with a financial professional. Always seek guidance from a trusted expert to address your unique circumstances.
What's going on, you guys? It's John here, Crypto Compassion. I'm back from Vegas. It is the crypto shit show. Literally, I lost my wallet and cell phone in Vegas, so things are getting back on track. All of a sudden, my settings for my camera got all messed up, but my camera's back on. So while we wait for KRJ to hop up in here to talk about TA and charts, the market's been crazy. I get it. So while we're doing that, I'm going to broadcast a little video from Vegas. You guys, I'm going to let people come in here. We're going to play some music, kind of wait for him to hop in here. Hit the likes, share, sub, all that kind of good stuff. If you're on Twitter, tag some people, repost it, do that thing. Oddly enough, most of these viewings happen on Twitter, you guys, or X, I should say, more than YouTube. So do your part, share it out. We're going to be talking everything from Pulsechain to Bitcoin to Ethereum to XRP. We're going to be showing charts, seeing what's going on. It's been crazy. If you have conviction, take your hands, put them under your butt, just write it out. Let's go. Hey, here's a beautiful video from us kicking it in Vegas. It is from AJRipCity. Awesome video. We love AJRipCity Pulse. He does an amazing job for us. One of the co-founders of King Pui and Queen Pui. Let's go. Turn it up.
Light this party up, it's conference time. The Pulse 369 has arrived. Welcome to the Pulsechain ride. Everyone coming down, pumped up, feeling the sound. Community never felt so high. Crypto merges in the Vegas lights. This is crypto. This is crypto. Bass drop. Come check it out. The Pulse 369, gonna be so damn alive. Parties will be bumping, crowds will all be jumping. Let this party fly, starting this DFY, summer outright. Yeah. Come check it out. The Pulse 369, gonna be so damn alive. Gonna hold in one at the tournament. Yeah. Crypto prizes, tens of thousands. Yeah. Sponsors on the scene with the Vegas sunrise. Gonna be so damn hot, hanging with this Pulsechain cabal. Yeah, no permissions on the rise. No permissions on the rise. Yeah. Yeah. Come check it out. Pulse 369, gonna be so damn alive. Solid X makes those tides rise. Let's sing crypto doing tea time. No just chipping at 2 punch. NCR hitting on the back 9. The boy, king and queen, gonna ride that carpet ride. Actuator, hexing that big fat prize. Yeah. Solid X makes those tides rise. Vets in crypto doing tea time. Nope, just chipping at 2 fucks. MCR hitting on the back 9. The boy, king and queen, gonna ride that carpet ride. Actuator hexing that big fat prize. Solid X makes the tides rise. That's in crypto doing team time. Nope, just chipping at 2 fucks. MCR hitting on the back 9. The boy, king and queen, gonna ride that carpet ride. Actuator hexing that big fat prize. Check it out. The Pulse 369, gonna be so damn alive.
KRJ's in the back room here. We're ready to go. TA and charts. It's been crazy. Hey, that was a great video, like I said, from RipCity. It showed Vegas. There were a lot of great moments. Obviously, some things I'd like to take back as far as losing my phone and my wallet. But that being the case, I'm back here in studio. Camera's on. I'm all jacked up, ready to go. Hey, let's go. Jake is right, Jordan. Much love to you, brother. We're going to pull KRJ up here in just a second. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to just see what's going on with these charts and TA. So let's go. How you doing, man?
What's up? What's up? How you doing?
Hey, I'm feeling better. There's a part of me that's kind of like, I don't know if I want to go to Vegas this year. And it's not because I didn't want to go. It's just like I felt so inclined to just be locked into the things that we're doing. Like, I literally felt like I took a step forward and 2 steps back there, maybe 3 steps with, losing the phone and the wallet. Because now I'm doing a lot of extra shit that I just wasn't planning on doing. And it is what it is. But hey, I'm sure there's a silver lining in it. I just don't quite see it. So here I am. I'm back in studio, though. I did figure out my camera. Remember I told you my camera settings were all messed up? I was like, goodness gracious.
Yeah, everyone wants to see your beautiful face. That's how it is anyway.
Well, it just kind of helps better than a PFP. And part of it, too, is just like I just kind of enjoy being in this situation, the setting where we're just like we're sharing about the things that we're so excited about.
Yeah.
And but we had a great time in Vegas. Don't get me wrong. Like Sunday was awesome. We were out there golfing. Our hole, as far as King Pui, Queen Pui, and the Vets token, was by far the best hole for anyone to go check out. We had the swag out there. We had the ladies, the queens. We had the kings showing up. I did not partake in any alcohol that day because I was just like, enough with that stuff. It already got me in enough trouble. So, but everyone else is having a good time, taking shots, doing their thing. So good stuff.
What was the highlight of Vegas? What was the best thing you did when you were there?
Up until things went south, I'll admit that, like, obviously getting on the party bus with like B Roots and Ian and Mando, and we just kind of went around. We did our party bus, music, and then we went to dinner. Dinner was great, awesome. We chopped it up. We all networked, and then we all went out to this one nightclub where we had bottle service. That come out. The women are popping bottles and doing their thing, and things were great. And that was cool. Fast forward from that point, things got a little dicey after that, after I left. But then I took a break. I got some rest. But Sunday was awesome. The golf course, driving around the golf cart, seeing all the Pulsechain sponsors at each hole, whether it be MCR or Liquid Loans or of course us. Everyone just having a good time. That day was great. It just happened to be my birthday also, which, it kind of highlighted the fact that it was, I think, 75 degrees, sunny, not a cloud in the sky, golfing. Can't go wrong there.
Hey, you know what they say, man? All that bad stuff that happened, whatever happened in Vegas stays in Vegas. Just let it alone.
Jeez. I know, but I sure lost my phone, my wallet, and my dignity. And for some reason, that dignity, like I came back with my tail between my legs. Like, all right, let's go. So,
yeah, you have your health, you have everything here, so there's nothing really more that you got to worry about. It's just another story to tell, man. That's just another story.
Jeez, yeah.
So what do we got, man? We're looking at some beautiful charts. They look so beautiful, so much red. I want to play my crypto dropping alert song that I made. The everything is still down, and we're trading sideways. We got this nasty up and down action. It's March Madness, so we are dealing with that. I was assuming that February would be when we start to go to the upside, but all we got was just a little pump, and then everything is still dumping. So when in Bitcoin, if you take that back to 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that's exact 4 years ago, that's what happened. It did a hump up to 60K and then dropped all the way down to 25K before then it got that ride all the way back up. So this is the the places where everybody's trading in and out. And I got to tell you, I was doing some trading yesterday, And the past week, when it's been going up and down, I've been making a lot of money just trading in and out, having fun. But yesterday was just a terrible day. Every trade was just doing this. It was not following the charts. It was just so much manipulation and stuff that's happening with liquidity grabs and these big wicks that you're seeing on all these charts. Those are just they can see a lot of people have high leverage, and then they go and they get them. So this is the place where you have what's called a bull trap and a bear trap. So when everybody thinks the price is going up, they'll put in a long, and then that's when the price starts to turn around and go the other way. So I was actually having a conversation with somebody I want to bring on screen possibly next week. There's a platform that you can use called TRDR, and it's like TradingView, but it's looking at the order books, which is sometimes a little difficult because it's forward looking, because you can see where everybody has their positions. So it's really good to see where the buy walls and the sell walls are if you're getting in and out of your trades. So it's not my favorite way of trading, but it's very, very interesting to be able to see all the order books. That's not something you can see when you're using the regular TradingView. You can't pull up the order books on Binance and all these other platforms. You can only look at the order books on their platforms. If you subscribe to their extra service, like their trade station or whatever they've got, because they can see their liquidity. But TRDR actually has all of the order books for all the major crypto exchanges. So that's something I want to get into in some of the future stuff for the people that want to look at the advanced. So liquidations, all that stuff is really, really crazy right now. So if you're sitting on your hands and not trading, and you're just kind of like waiting this nasty part out, you're going to benefit so much more than being somebody that's getting in and out. Yesterday, I have to say, when I was trading in and out of XRP, it was just wreck after wreck after wreck. And I'm trading low leverage, and I'm trading very, very low time frames. I'm not messing with my big bags at all. I'm only doing play money, house money, things that I've actually built up. And I've taken a little tiny portion of that and I moved over, and then I'm just kind of going in and out of the market, playing with it. But when the manipulation starts happening, that's when the charts don't work as well as they're supposed to. But if everybody's trading, that's when everything's working nice. So we can see, like over here, we can see there's a baby break right over here. This is all natural that's happening right here. So you got to pull back, and then you're going to start to get a run up. And some of these that have a really big drop, like King 2 is actually not as bad as some of the other ones. But when this thing starts to go, it's going to get a massive run up. There's so much potential coming all the way up to this level right over here. And this is one of the lowest levels that you'd be looking at as far as your pump goes. You're going to see and be surprised once we actually start getting a run up. This is already 350% right here, 350% from the price that we're looking at, getting in right here. So this should be the time right now when we're getting depreciated, that when you start to do the dollar cost averaging, you're getting in at the bottom. You're not getting in at the top.
Right.
So, if you're trading at like December, and you're starting to accumulate in December, that's when things are going to start to drop, always, every single year. So look at any cycle, you're going to see this big, massive wave. So, and whenever you're looking at a chart, zoom out to the daily before you even start looking at anything else. And that's what we're currently looking at here, is the daily chart. So I expect big things, but it's slow motion. There's now instant gratification right now until you're actually getting in the middle of a bull run chasing green candles.
The fun thing about this too, when you look at this chart and you're kind of like, the impatient are starting to leave, and the patient and the people that have conviction, maybe i.e. the founders who have been scooping up the people that are impatient. So now it's getting in the hands of holders that are diamond handed. And it's a situation where if anyone kind of wanted to get out, they had their chances. And then of course, Hart's law, things kind of get dragged down a little bit through, via whether it be Pulsechain, PulseX, hex prices all kind of floating down together. So there's a situation where the coins have transferred into hands of the patient.
Yeah, I mean, if you go into the, I'll come back to that in a minute. But if you go into the Telegram and you look at the King Pui Telegram, it's not like this is dead, because there's still a lot of trading going on in your Telegram, because you got the buy bot, so it shows you when the buys come in, and they're not like they're coming in. It's just something's selling off the price, or Pulsechain, which is your big liquidity pair. Those are being sold off. So that's what's bringing the actual price of this down. So it's not like people are just selling this token off. People are buying it. And it looks red and it looks like it's going down, but you're holding a higher value than some of the other tokens that are being sold off, because you have a community, because you have drive, because you have all this stuff that's going on. So we already currently broke on a daily. So if this has to close, obviously we don't have a candle close. But this currently is your next baby break right here, and it's not going to take much, because the liquidity is just going to shoot right through this. You've already got a lot of heavy, weak support resistance on these lines right over here. So you're just waiting for a pop. So there's nothing more to say about that. And Queen 2 is the same thing. You're sitting right on the tip, so we can see that this is all bam, 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 and then all of a sudden it's going to pop. So we're waiting for that pop. We're waiting for something like this where it starts to pop and then don't stop.
Pops and don't stop.
That's right.
I remember when I first got into crypto, looking at like CoinGecko, and I'd be like, why do all these like graphs and charts look exactly the same when you look at Bitcoin, Ethereum? You look at like, and it's like, because what we call Hart's Law and Pulsechain is like everything was bonded. You know what I mean? So like Bitcoin dropped, everything else was dropping. It's like, well, it's not like everyone's just sitting on the other side of the computer saying, oh, Bitcoin's being sold off, I'm going to sell my Ethereum at the exact moment. Before we move on to some other stuff, I wanted to real quick present the we had a Hexplainer make us a video. Pretty cool video. So I thought I'd go ahead and show it, and then we can start jumping into some other TA and charts for the I don't know what you got cooking. I'm sure you're talking about some Pulsechain stuff, but I'm sure you'll show Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP too.
Yeah, I just want to get through this King Pui thing page real quick. There's two other things I wanted to be able to present, since I'm on this whole kick about sitting on your hands and everything.
Right.
I don't really want to mention his name because he's going to show up, but Fast Abdul is
Fast Abdul.
Yeah. This is really cool to be able to have something like this, to be able to generate yield and putting your tokens in and locking up your assets to be able to gain the yield. This is right. I heard one of the highest paying yield that's still in Pulsechain right now ever since Ink dropped, as far as your incentive goes with the $2. So you can come right onto this page over here. You can connect your wallet or go directly to the site, but this is called the Meme King Index, where you can lock up the king and the queen, and then the other tokens that are set to go up that they locked up. And the same thing with the queen. So the queen has a lot of very, very powerful assets locked up with it. So this is a really, really cool opportunity to be able to get into a basket of assets. Even if you don't want to, you can generate this yield if you just hold these tokens. Not only do you just hold them, they're gaining revenue, like this PTGC, UFO, Queen 2. These are all yield generated just by holding the token. Now, you not only you're going to hold the token, but you're also going to put it into an LP. This is really cool, man. And I love little icons you threw on here. It's pretty cool. And then, you're looking at like the crypto bubbles and all this stuff over here. Pulsechain's not even on this list over here. So there's a lot to be said about what we're about to get into, but that's what I got for that. So now you can go on to your
my thing. Well, let me throw obviously trade.King Pui in the chat for people to go to find out. Obviously, it's not just about King Queen Pui, you guys. There's a lot of tools and functionality that KRJ has implemented to show the bubbles, the ability to swap from like Solana into Pulsechain. That's a beautiful tool through Trade Now. Just a lot of fun stuff. The other thing too, just to let everyone know, I finally got to meet Fast Abdul in person. We hung out quite a bit. We drove around in the car, did our thing. We had little powwows. We had food. We did golfing. It was funny because he said, "Man, I just was not prepared. I wasn't prepared for people just to come up to me and kind of put their hand on me and be like, 'You're fast, Abdul,' and then not remove their hand after a little while." And he's kind of like, that's kind of weird, but like, or they would shake my hand and just kind of stop. They'd continue to shake. You know what I mean? So I guess that's what happens when you're in a community and you kind of you bring a lot of value, such as Fast Abdul. I'm excited for what he's going to be doing with the ink token and what he's doing with the ink printer. So that should be cool. Let me go ahead and present. I'll share screen. Boom. Let's see here. Let's see. I think we're right. Boom. All right, cool. Boom. All right.
In the world of crypto, memes and mechanics often collide to create something truly unique. Enter the Pui Kingdom, where two tokens reign supreme, King Pui and Queen Pui. King Pui is pure meme magic, a community-driven token celebrating art, music, and the legendary story of a billionaire who flew across the world to install a bidet for his mother. But while King Pui thrives on culture and creativity, Queen Pui takes things a step further, integrating real tokenomics inspired by PTGC and UFO. This hybrid approach ensures that while the memes keep flowing, so does the liquidity. In this video, we'll walk through how it all works, but keep in mind, this is just an explainer, not financial advice. Queen Pui is designed to generate continuous trading volume through a fee structure that fuels liquidity expansion, deflationary mechanics, and passive income for holders. Every transaction incurs a 6% strategically allocated to strengthen the ecosystem. 1% is used to buy and burn Queen Pui, reducing supply and increasing scarcity, while another 1% does the same for King Pui, reinforcing both tokens with continuous buy pressure. A portion of the fee also extends to the broader ecosystem, with 1% equally divided between the buy and burn of UFO and PTGC, integrating Queen Pui into a powerful liquidity web. While 0.5% of each transaction is distributed as PLS yield, rewarding holders simply for keeping Queen Pui in their wallet, an additional 1% goes to liquidity providers, offering them the biggest advantage. By providing liquidity with its main pairs, PLS or King, users gain access to higher rewards and amplified passive income opportunities, making liquidity provisioning a key strategy for long-term engagement. To further strengthen liquidity, 1% of transactions is allocated to the Queen Pui liquidity pools, and 0.5% is added to the King Pui liquidity pools, ensuring deeper liquidity and more stable trading. With liquidity being a crucial part of the network, Queen Pui ensures that volume never stops flowing through the Pui Kingdom by leveraging arbitrage opportunities, a proven strategy that has worked successfully for UFO and PTGC. When tokens are deeply paired with others in liquidity pools, their prices tend to move together due to the principles of Hart's law. This creates opportunities for arbitrage bots to step in, buy low in one pool and sell high in another, correcting price discrepancies between pairs. This not only balances the market, but also generates a steady stream of transactions, reinforcing Queen Pui's liquidity expansion strategy. More volume means more fees collected, leading to increased rewards, more buy and burns, and a continuously strengthening price floor. Beyond its mechanics, Queen Pui stands out as a community-driven token with a fun and engaging brand. While humor and meme energy keep things entertaining, the protocol is designed for long-term sustainability, ensuring continuous incentives and automated liquidity growth. Unlike King Pui, which is purely a meme token, Queen Pui bridges the gap between entertainment and utility, combining engaging branding with meaningful tokenomics. Holding just one Queen Pui token allows users to benefit from ongoing PLS rewards with even greater opportunities for those contributing liquidity. This balance of fun and function makes Queen Pui accessible to casual holders while offering even greater benefits to those who actively participate, reinforcing its role as a sustainable and engaging ecosystem. As the Pui Kingdom continues to grow, exciting developments are on the horizon, including collaborations with artists and musicians, Web3 game integrations, and NFT airdrops. With its unique blend of meme culture and real tokenomics, Queen Pui is set to play a key role in shaping the future for meme-driven DeFi, where humor meets sustainability and liquidity never stops flowing. Whether you're here for the laughs, the rewards, or the long-term vision, Queen Pui is built to make an impact. If you're looking to join the kingdom, remember to set your slippage to at least 7% to cover protocol fees. As always, do your own research before interacting with any protocol. If you have questions or want to stay connected, join the discussion in the public Telegram room. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates.
That's pretty cool, man, to be able to have something that that kind of dumbs down everything to to keep it explained. So he did a good job on that. Mic check, mic check.
Sometimes these videos, that was done by Hexplainer, guy who makes videos for a lot of different protocols within the Pulsechain ecosystem. And then Cryptographics did the voiceover. Great dude. I guess what I'm trying to say, sometimes I'll admit they kind of come off a little bit like I used to do mortgage loans, and I would hand over like all these terms and conditions to people and be like, hey, if you want to go to sleep, just go ahead and read your stack of all these, like, you know what I mean? And they're not all, these videos aren't necessarily meant to be like super like in your face, like fireworks going off, but they do kind of for the person who kind of wants to maybe understand, I guess, the white paper-ish vibe of it in a kind of a, you know what I mean? It's like people aren't always just reading the Satoshi white paper just to read it. You know what I mean? It typically it is what it is. Bottom line is there is stuff coming for King and Queen Pui, and there's a lot of great tokenomics with the alien tech, which was derived from PTGC and UFO, not from the founder of PTGC and UFO, but we did get grandfathered in to use their devs. That being the case, there's a lot of great tokenomics on the back end. The narrative of the women and the queens of crypto coming to Pulsechain and crypto as a whole, it's awesome shit. So that being the case, we will move on to some other stuff. Shout out to you, Joshua Wu, in the house. Let's see what we got cooking here. Pulsechain. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully the break.
Look at this amazing candle down here at the bottom. I have to zoom in because this is the most amazing candle right there. That one. That is the bottom candle. I'm calling it right here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you an exact price. I'm going to give you the thing right now. This
I hope so, bro.
Candle. You're not going to get any lower than this right here. I could probably find out a little better. But there you go. 0, 0. That's too many zeros, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2859. That's the end of it right there. That is the very bottom. You'll never see that price again. That's it. We're at the tippy top bottom. You'll never see this again. That's it. So,
what's the price on this right there?
Huh?
What's the price right there?
0, 0, 0, 0, 2859.
Oh man!
If you were
to be someone who's just sitting on like $100K or $1 million right now and just start to DCA into that, good God! Welcome to Pulsechain.
If you wanted to get a validator right now, it would only cost you $1,000 to get a validator. That validator is going to be worth a lot more in the future because when you're at the bottom, you're at the bottom. So if you wanted to scoop up some for validator purposes, now's the time to be able to get into it because this is the lowest it's ever been, and you're not going to get these prices, man. $1,000 for a validator? Good God.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to start a validator, and it's tempting right now to be able to go ahead and pick up a few of these. That's crazy. The bottom is in, my friend. The bottom is in. So
gosh,
are about to come. I'm calling it KRJ Crypto. So,
KRJ Crypto. Before you move on to the next, I'm going to pull up RipCity here. I did send him the link. Just let him kind of holler at us real quick here, and we'll hop back into some TA and charts.
Yeah.
What's going on, Rip?
Hoorah!
Hoorah, brother.
What's up, guys?
What's up, fella?
The bottom is in.
I guess so, man.
I mean, for like 3 months.
I know.
Well, you're here for it, so that's what we needed to know.
That's what. Yes, we get to ride that ride.
I'm gonna change the back row for you, buddy.
Yeah. See, I don't even pay attention to always like the charts like that because I'm not selling out of those positions.
I know.
So it's just like, but when he said 0.002, I was kind of like mic drop. I was just like, I was like, it is what it is, though. I mean, I got conviction, but it's like, dang, that's the moment where you wish you had an extra 100K just to kind of like buy the bottom.
Oh my gosh,
dude!
You know what I mean?
When people were looking at the price when it came down to here, before it went riding up to this level right here, everybody was saying, "Man, I wish I would have bought more. Man, I wish I would have bought in." And you have another opportunity right here. Look, you got this straight drop, and now you're about to get a pop. You got a straight drop, now you get a pop. The thing is your charts do this scooping pattern all the time. So right now you're looking pretty good with doing one of these scooping patterns. That's what we should be looking at right now. We should be worried about what color Lambo we're going to be driving.
I mean, wasn't there a bunch of money that came in over the bridge yesterday?
Oh, that's good.
Possibly. Is it?
Yeah,
just,
I think.
But is it just sitting there though, hanging
I
out?
don't know, but you know, somebody's taking advantage of Blood Moon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You see my post I had for the Blood Moon.
Yeah.
I stayed up till friggin' 3 o'clock in the morning. Not your time, but my time. Yeah. I woke. My daughter said that she wanted to see the Blood Moon. She was gonna pull an all nighter on a school night. I was like, no. I woke her up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we sat out there and watched the moon. It was in slow motion, so
yeah,
for about an hour. So that was pretty cool.
We're not seeing shit of any moons these days. It's too cloudy, rainy.
Too cloudy and rainy.
Cold.
Rain.
Furnace is going out.
What's this thing right here?
You know where to move to find something.
Yeah, buddy.
That's all you got to say.
Hey, is that an iPhone?
No, I'm just saying it. No, it's not an iPhone. It's my. But it's communication device that's connected to the internet and the network, so I can call people.
Okay, good.
That's all you need to know.
The more you know.
I'm happy to have that. So obviously, this would be a great opportunity for the bottom. I mean, for those who have had conviction, good God, you know the fun thing is Richard's looking at this too, and he's like, all these charts and patterns are all things that he recognizes as indicators and opportunities to just full send. And that's all depicted, of course, on when Bitcoin reverses here and Ethereum reverses and sentiment changes. But these are all things that kind of like happen in a history of a coin that need to take place in order for it to go parabolic.
Yeah, you know what? I have some conspiracies that people were kind of throwing out there that might actually give me a reason on why the charts have done what they've done, which I'll get into in a little bit, and we can talk about the what will happen with that in the near future. But for now, it looks like the pain should be over, and we should be starting another leg up. This is still March Madness, so we're still kind of bouncing back and forth. But the trend line says it all, that we're kind of at the bottom right here, that we shouldn't be dropping any lower than the lowest low that we've currently had, considering it's Pulsechain, and I think everything is priced in. As far as when people got into the sacrifice, there was a lot of people that got a lot of money right away in the sacrifice. So somebody said that this price right here is like at par on what the price should have been from when everybody got in. I mean, we're right here. So Pulsechain sacrifice from here to here is not bad compared to where we're at. You see the average. I'm trying to have you visualize the average. Look how high the price went. Look how low the price went. This is smack in the middle. So all the people that had got into the sacrifice, the people that got in early got multipliers, and the people that got in late and it drawed out for a long time. This is like the lowest balanced price that you'd get off of that. So this was the launch price. Does that make sense? A lot of people that get in, they sell off. So this seems like it's a really good place for everybody to be washed out, and we start going up from there. That's what I see. What say you, RipCity?
Rip.
I mean, it's good information. It's like if you ever wanted to, get involved and get in at the greatest price ever, it's right now. If you believe, I mean, I just, I mean, we're all waiting.
Yeah, well, if you were getting into if somebody right now said Ethereum was at $200 a coin, and you had an opportunity to get in to be able to buy a validator before it was, you need 32 of them in order to get a validator. So imagine you getting 32 of them right now, Ethereum, before the price went to $4,500 or where it's at now, which is like $1,800. The value that you currently had at the $200 a coin, and you getting in at the bottom and then locking up with a validator, you're going to have 32 million tokens, because that's what it costs to get a validator. 32 million tokens right here. That's going to be worth way more than what they're going to be in the future. So you can always cash those in. So not only will you just be supporting the network, that's going to make you a hardcore Pulsechain, is what they call them now. Pulsechains, or are they still Mexicans? I don't know who they are anymore.
Yeah, no.
But I mean,
we're hybrids. We're hybrids.
So right now, I mean, validator is something I've always wanted to do. I wanted to build a mining rig, but Pulsechain's kind of out, or Bitcoin's kind of out building a mining rig right now.
Right.
Ethereum is kind of out building a mining rig with GPUs. Now that there's a super chip out, what do you think is going to happen with the super chip? A lot of that stuff is going to be for mining Bitcoin, and everybody else is going to be completely destroyed. Like if Google's coming out with that, they're going to start to mine Bitcoin with a super chip, and it destroys everything. So you can see that the structure will still be secured. So Pulsechain's definitely looking like it's going to be a reversal. I was listening to some other guys, and they said that instead of looking at Pulsechain, I should look at PulseX instead. PulseX doesn't really tell the same story that Pulsechain does, with Pulsechain being at the bottom like this. I think PulseX is definitely something to keep an eye on, but I don't see the impact like you do on the Pulsechain. So I think Pulsechain's going to get its run, and I just don't think that PulseX is that telling of where we're going to be.
Yeah, I was just having a conversation with a buddy of mine. He's like, nobody ever talks about Pulse, and having the gas token is vital to the existence of moving around on Pulsechain, but nobody really talks about grabbing it. So it's like perfect opportunity when no one's looking.
Well, I mean, you kind of need it.
Yeah.
If you're getting a token, you kind of need it regardless, whether you're getting it for gas or you need it to be able to trade out of it for liquidity purposes.
Yeah.
And you trust that this is going to be a token that's going to be around for a while because it's the main chain token. So that's what everybody's locking the liquidity up with. So I don't think you really need to mention. It's kind of like a given. It's like when you go on Ethereum and you want to buy a token, you have to have Ethereum in order just to do it.
Isn't that what happens? Like I've never been able to accumulate ETH because I'm always using it to buy something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could never get enough. So there's that.
Well, the price is going to be controversial as well as far as what the transaction prices are going to be. It used to be where Ethereum was a couple bucks for a transaction, and then it went up to a couple $100 per transaction. Compare what we have now with, less than a penny to do a transaction, and when the price was spiking up and we had to do some trades from coin to coin. I was trading 25,000 Pulse to do a transaction. So in the future, when we get our 20-30x, how much are we going to be spending per transaction per what Ethereum is going to be? It's still going to be dollars versus hundreds of dollars.
Right.
No way. If Ethereum's at $10,000 a coin, $15,000 a coin, that it's going to be able to trade at $50 for a transaction. They're going to have that same problem they did before when the value of their coin goes up. So I don't see any difference on that. So we're still sustainable as far as an extremely low gas token.
Yep.
So, and then looking at Inc, nothing's changed. It's still in the same spot. It's just everything's in slow motion. This is looking at the weekly chart right here. I still got the same targets of $110 on this. So it looks like we just need to sit around and wait for this thing to start taking off. Week after week, we're going to be looking at these one candle at a time right here. This is weekly chart. And then you come over to something like SolidX. It just got a green candle. That's a happy face candle right there. So I'm hoping that's the spark of a new run, like you see right here, where it goes down and then you get a pop. It goes down, you get a pop. It goes down, you get a pop. So the problem, or the good thing is we have this big, massive trend line that's going down right here that doesn't have any resistance left on it. This thing is ready to rock and roll. So if you pop up, you're going to pop up above here, get stopped, but ultimately you're going to come up to this level right here where it's already got 2 hits on it. So it can certainly blast right through here, and then this will be used as new support. So as soon as it breaks this level at $30, it's not going to come back down. It's done. As you got all this sideways support, this angle support. Right now it's all resistance being hit on it. So SolidX is still messing around, but it was good at $12, $15 a token, but at $9 a token right now, nah.
Get out of here.
That's what I'm saying.
Get out of here. Yep.
I mean, any capital that you've got that is not on chain, this is the best time to be able to bring money onto the chain to be able to pick up these at these prices.
Ugh.
Ridiculous. I mean, I was buying it at $20 and $30 a token.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't gripe about that because you don't know what the future is going to bring. We were on an uptrend right here. We could have continued to go up. We didn't know this was going to be a stop right here and then a drop. But even at $35 a token right here, it's still a huge value for this. So being at $9, all day, man, all day. Because again, this only has 21 million tokens, the same as Bitcoin. So I'm not too negative, even if the price is down here at this $9. Again, I just called the bottom. So this is the lowest we're going to go on all this stuff. I mean, the bottom is, I might as well just take this and stick it on every single one of my charts. Bottom is in right there. I'm calling it. That's going to be a new song. I'm going to make that today. The bottom is in.
The bottom is in. Yeah, the crazy thing too is SolidX still has their game coming out that we haven't seen. We've seen bits and pieces of it, but we know it's coming. And that's going to be very bullish for that ecosystem and everything that they're doing. So that's cool.
Yep, you can test it out right here on the trade.kingpui.com under the crash game test. There you go. And you're looking at this was the cup and handle pattern. Here's your cup. Here's your handle. We're at the bottom of the handle right now. Again, the bottom is in. Good retest zone right over here. Massive wick that came down that could have wrecked it, but it's still in a bull descending triangle right here, which is bullish. It went up to a channel right here, and now you should be in reversal mode. I think this is going to be a good week. I think next week is going to be a good week. There are some tokens that are kind of pushing the envelope, which is Teddy Bear, which people have forgot about. After everybody's back from the conference now. And B Roots was there. Are they going to be jumping back in? Is B Roots going to be screaming about Teddy Bear now again? We could see some promotions going on for Teddy Bear. I mean, it's going to get a lot of attention because they got some people behind it. Mm-hmm. I just got info that really, I didn't want to hear this. We're gonna get to that in a minute, but PTGC. Oh yeah, that's I got new news that just came in like a second ago from somebody that just messaged, which has some confirmation about some, which explains all this stuff. All right, so we got PTGC. It didn't come back up and break these levels right over here. It broke down and just didn't stop. So the sell-off happened and it completely came down here. Why? I don't know why it came down. I'm just looking at the red and the green. That's all I'm looking at. But we got a reversal right over here. It looks like if you take the candle body, the candle body, the candle body, it looks like a good downwards channel right over here, which is the same thing you got here. It actually looks like the same angle. So it's good for a reversal, but you got some, this right here is really, really weak resistance. So it's good that it pops above here and then stays above this downwards channel, right? This downwards green line, because that's going to turn it into a descending triangle, which I didn't put on the chart yet.
Can we tell what the volume that came out was? You said there was a sell-off.
I mean, I can't pull it up on this. It's not Deck Screener, or it's not but there wasn't a very, very big volume candle that came in. So that tells me that something else was drawing this down. They weren't selling off. I mean, they did a little bit, but they weren't selling off. It was whatever was attached to this was selling off, and that's what the problem was. So like Hex is currently down 7%. PLSX is down 9%. These are heavy tokens that they were attached to. So they're going to get that percentage plus whatever was currently sold off here. So oh my gosh. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up this one. Now, I'm bringing up PDI because everybody's screaming that PDI is going to go to $1. They're going to say Richard Hart's going to take it over. They're going to be. Let me just explain PDI real quick for the people at home that don't understand the craze about PDI. DAI is a stable coin, and DAI is on another chain. It's over on Ethereum. When Pulsechain got a copy, it was an exact copy of Ethereum, and all the tokens got transferred over to Pulsechain when the mint happened. And since that happened, we have a bunch of tokens now that are over here that had no liquidity paired to them. So if you hold tokens on the Ethereum side, you got an exact copy on the Pulsechain side. So there are a whole bunch of people that had PDI. We call it PDI because it's Pulsechain version of DAI. It's got no value in it at all. It's got no mechanism to mint and burn and mint and burn. That's what keeps a stable coin stable, is they've got a contract that if the price goes down, it mints. If the price goes up, it burns type thing. So it keeps that level at a stable price. But PDI doesn't have that mechanism, which means it's purely just a simple meme token. Which people are saying that PDI is going to go to $1. The narrative is that doesn't make sense to me, because you don't have anything that's minting or burning it. So there's no structure behind no basis behind what they're saying. Doesn't make any sense to me. So to run it up to $1, one, it would never peg to $1. It would never stay at $1. If for some reason the people over at the PDI, they have the keys over on the Ethereum side, they could just come over to this side, and if it's not an automated thing, they can physically go into the contract and they can mint and they can burn, right? So that's the biggest narrative behind a stable coin or a token that has the ability to do minting and burning if it's in the contract. So when you're looking at this PDI right over here, you have to be extremely careful. So there's two parts of this PDI thing. So I heard, this is just a rumor that is apparently confirmed, that people are able to mint PDI. So if we come over to this contract right over here, which is the PDI stablecoin, it ends in 71D0F. it currently has, let's say it's going to end with 910 tokens, 705. I took a screenshot of this. I had theories that it was happening. This happened on LUSD or USDL, one of those two.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And then they said, it can't mint, it can't mint. Same thing. It was another stable coin. And then all of a sudden it minted a whole bunch. As a matter of fact, it minted into the quadrillions to a number that you can't even say, cotillion. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But they minted
a lot of zeros.
And then they dumped the chart and then deleted everybody's liquidity. They had 2 telegrams up that they were promoting. You know, everybody get into this LUSD or USDL, and then that's LUSD. And then everybody get into this token, and then we're going to rate it up to $1. Again, it had no mechanism to mint and the burn. But I'm going to keep an eye on this right here. This was a screenshot. Apparently what I heard that they're doing is some sort of attack that actually mints these. So if you want to verify, you look at this and you see if this number changes at all. Because whatever tokens were minted back in 2 years ago when we did the launch should be as many tokens as right here. This should not have changed. You should not be able to mint or burn. This should not be a thing. So I'm going to refresh the screen because this was a couple hours ago that I did this. 910-705. So look at this. 910-705. The number just changed. That means that they're currently minting this token right now. So PDI, somebody has minted some PDI right now. There's no mechanism for it. Holy crap, dude. Now I'm kind of baffled because you know, I thought the only people that were able to do the minting were the people that had the keys over on the Ethereum side.
The DAO. Yeah.
So, but if you go into the contract, you can actually see mint and burn if it's in here at all. I just don't see them. So they're doing it very, very slowly. And if that's the thing, this could be the number one reason on why Pulsechain has been being pulled down. If you think about it, how many things are tied to this meme coin that we currently have? Not the DAI that trades at $1. We're talking about the meme coin itself.
Right.
Dude, you know how many dreams you reckon right now? I'm a
realist. You know,
dude, I've never heard that. This is the first time I'm hearing this. And if we're like debuting this information, be prepared, dude. They're coming.
Breakthrough. So I just put in the contract of this, and you can see there's 4 million liquidity tied in with USDT. There's 62 million tied in with USDC, USDT. This can't be the
huge value extraction going on.
Hold on a second. This was trading for $1. I got the wrong contract. No, maybe it's not. So this is trading. This is okay. I don't want to confuse you right here. I don't want to confuse you. Just a second. So when you pull up the contract, you have to see what exchange that you're currently trading on, because this is the actual real one that's trading over on Ethereum, but it's not the one that's trading on Pulsechain. So you have to scroll down to find the ones that are trading on Pulsechain, which is going to have a little D symbol because that's what they did. You can see the current price on this. This is how you can verify, because these are trading at $1, $1. But you come down to the copy version, which is on Pulsechain, and this one's currently trading at 0.005 cents. So this is the verified contract to make sure that we're on the right page, because if you just type in PDI or DAI, you're going to see there was a bunch of tokens that were minted with the pump.tires. So it's going to be very, very confusing to try to track this. It's going to be so confusing because there's a bunch of liquidity in those other ones that are actually meme tokens that don't have a minting and burning feature, and they don't have anybody that's got keys, because if you launch it on pump.tires, it's you know, it is what it is. Liquidity's burned. So, but this one ends in 1D0F. So for the people that are out there, but looking at this, holy cow, right? So this one currently has 575K tied up with regular DAI. And then you come down the list and you've got, you know, 109K with this one. So if they're bleeding out the PDI by minting tokens and then selling them off slowly, they're taking liquidity out of all these other tokens that have a high amount of liquidity. Those ones are not dropping because people are selling them off. They're dropping because people are minting free PDI and then selling it off.
It's a huge value extraction.
Oh my God, dude. And the more that people keep promoting tokens that have a mint and a burn feature, and they don't know who's behind the project, it's all a high risk.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm just now, the rumors came in 2 days ago for me, and I started thinking about it, and I said, why is Pulsechain dropping? And then it started connecting, all the dots started connecting. I was like, holy cow. So we have a lot of tokens that were copies, and not only that, we have a lot of tokens that are copies that they're tying liquidity to, and that causes a big problem, because when you look at this chart right now, we're starting to get a pump, right? But right now, somebody is minting tokens. 846.
Can we get the manager? Can we get
customer service, please?
Can I get the supervisor?
Let me just make sure, because I took a screenshot and I put it in my Telegram.
Please, God,
let's make sure, because you got SJ in here saying, contract address.
You better know what. You better be telling everyone. I mean, look, we need to know this is real, because this is going to get chopped up.
What I'm going to do in my Telegram, I don't want to promote my stuff, but I have a Telegram.
No, promote it, dude.
Yeah, I have a Telegram that's SR Trader. It's Support Resistance Trader. It's the one I'm going to be doing to post all my charts, all my TA. It's strictly just black and white TA. Is all it is. I want people to be able to take my charts and repost it to whatever platform.
to 1,000.
I know.
Instead of me taking my chart and posting it on 100 different places, I want to post all of my stuff in one place, and if anybody wants it, it's going to be there. So I'm going to be posting this in there in its own little category. So you're going to be able to see the mints that are coming in, and I'm going to try to follow this now. Again, this just came to my attention, so there's no alerts yet because people don't know about it yet.
There's no alerts.
There's no alerts. No, nobody's talking about it. Right? You don't see any streamer on here. You don't see nothing.
We are the Pebble grasshopper.
You know what? Listen, Pulsechain is freaking ruthless, because these people here are pros at watching wallets and seeing stuff and conspiracy theories and propaganda with anything that has to do with crypto. Yeah. So if you want to learn what's happening on a chain and you want to see some messed up stuff, come to Pulse. So they're going to show you. You know what? We got Pulse Police right here, which you can go into their Telegram and they'll tell you straight up, nope, don't get this. This is trash. Yeah. You know,
oh man, I need to call Executioner about this and have him
now thinking about all these tokens that are tied to this liquidity, the news hasn't come out yet, and it's not verified yet. So in my Telegram, I'm going to go back and look and get you the exact number, because right now we're looking at 239118046, right? So I'm going to refresh this page, and 486. So they haven't minted any in the last few minutes, right? But the last couple hours they did. So if I go into my Telegram, I need to go look this up. It's going to be under the
put your Telegram in private chat. I'll post it. Fast Abdul, maybe you could take a look into that too, because PDI does go to $1,000, then we're in the money. But obviously, if it goes to 0.000000001, it could hurt.
Yeah.
That being the case, it looks like EJRipCity's in fire patrol over here, literally doing he's driving, so he could be doing a Chinese fire drill also, but he's also probably calling Executioner. Before we run on, the one shining star that I do like is he's going to be maybe mad at me because I'm not showing this why he's doing it, but like run it back to SolidX. We got a cool video that was put together between, he hijacked a little bit of CryptoPunk's video and he added some flavor to it. And so I want to go ahead and show that video real quick, because SolidX and what the Firewell's doing and the crypto crash game that's coming to Pulsechain and Base is going to be fire, pun intended, I guess, for the Firewell. So I'm excited about that. And then, you know, I'm trying to bring the mood back a little bit here from P-Dye, you know, because that could be a little sour grapes. But hey, Solid X, let's go. Here's a video. Let's kick
Push
it.
it. Push it. We're taking it higher. Solid X is burning. This token's fast. Solid's the crazy, inks ablaze. The fire is cast. Solid X crashing. The future's so bright. Launch to the stratosphere. We ignite tonight. The game be alive. Blockchain gamblers ready to thrive. Solid X crash game. The blockchain's on fire. Push it, push it, push it, push it. We're taking it higher. Solid X is burning. This token's fast. Solid's the craze, inks ablaze. The fire is cast. Solid X crashing. The future's so bright. Launch to the stratosphere. We ignite tonight. Crash. The game be alive. Blockchain gamblers ready to thrive. Solid X crash game. The blockchain's on fire. Push it.
Technology is pretty cool.
Hey, like that.
Rip, you've been really enjoying making these videos. Shout out to you, man. Like, we've been cooking over here in King and Queen Pooey land. You know,
Yeah,
like,
and if
there's
just real quick, because I am in the back of my truck about to unload, but I am
Yeah.
just like KRJ. I wanted to put everything in one place, so I did kind of rebrand a little bit and created a new X account, RipCity Cuts, KUTZ.
Nice.
So I'm going to be putting everything over there, so it's not clogging up everything else. And if you want, head over, give me a follow, and I am doing some fun shit, dude, and I'm getting better and better each day. It's like Randy, it's Randy who inspired me to you know, push it a little bit.
push it. You know, as Abdul says, I'm here for the tech, and we're on the bleeding edge of the technology, and it's cool and it's fun, and it's like we're becoming this like marketing, you know, agency within ourselves. That's just like the kingdom is growing. You guys do not bait the kingdom, right? It's fun shit.
That's at RipCity Cuts, KUTZ. If you could put that in the chat, that'd be great.
Yeah. So what do you got? I want to check it out here. While I'm doing it, I'll check it right here at RipCity Cuts. You said?
Yeah, KUTZ.
All right.
Oh, you're gonna love this. Check out my background.
All right, so I got follow. Boom. I'll throw it in chat for everyone to go give you a follow. I like the Rip City. You mean the Portland Trailblazer setup? Yeah. Rip City.
Hey, it's only illegal till you get caught.
Hey, I know. A bunch of our basketball players back in the day for the NBA team love to smoke pot out of pop cans for some reason. You're making millions and you're smoking that out of a pop can, buddy. Come on. Now I get the fact that you can just crush the can up and throw it away, but you know you're supposed to do that before the cops pull you over. I guess I don't know. So check it out, you guys. There it is. Rip City Cuts in the house. We're smoking the blockchain for sure.
All right.
All right.
So if anybody wants to confirm, you just go to the King Pooey, the King Pooey chat on Telegram, and I posted the chart up in there. Not the chart, but it was minted. So an hour ago, between now, there's a couple 100,000 that were just created. The number has changed. It's not supposed to change at all. And then this is the contract for P-Dye.
How much would that be in dollar terms? You said it was a couple thousand.
Take a look at the
price point. I can do the math
right there. So
I know I'm not supposed to do math online or on camera, but
23,911. It says 840,000 to 880,000. So there you go. You got 20,000 that was created as far as the thing. Apparently, they're doing this very slowly.
Sure.
So
I mean,
it's not noticeable.
it's kind of like your health and wellness. You know, the hospital systems and the pharmaceuticals like to slow kill you. They don't want you to just like eke over and be dead. And the same would be as far as like back in the day, as far as like stealing stuff from someone's home is called like a lick. You know what I mean? Like you don't just go and steal like their camera, their couches, their TV, and everything like that. Someone close to you might just start taking bits and pieces, like slowly do it, and before you know it, like, hey, wait a second, what happened to the jewelry on the that I used to have? You know what I mean?
20,000 is $100.
Okay.
Am I right on that? 20,000. So it's 220,000 is what they did. It was sorry, no, 20,000. So it was 840 to 880. So it's $40. So it's $200.
$200.
Yeah.
In like what, 2 hours?
Yeah, whenever they decide they want to do it, $228 at this price right here.
Right. So if you're doing it every 2 hours, if you're looking at it as like, hey, how can I make $1,000 or $2,000 a day?
Yeah. So the better thing to do is find out right after somebody mints it. We can put a bot. Here I am looking at. We get a bot that watches for anything that is minted in there, and then it goes into a mint telegram for just like they did with LUSD. Anything that gets minted there, it'll show up, and then you can take that amount, whatever amount they currently got, which is 20,000 worth, and then you can go into the telegram right over here, into the deck screener, and find out who sold that, and now you can start tracking their wallet.
Let's get them.
Amount right over here on how much it was, so $200 worth within the last hour. Obviously, we're probably not going to know. And did they sell off in that asset? So there's a whole bunch of people that sold off in the last hour, but you should be able to find that because you're going to know how much they obviously, if they don't sell it, they're okay. If they just minted it and didn't sell it right away, so they wouldn't be show up on the radar. Right. But if you had a piggy bank that you can take $200 out of every couple hours, and it's not noticeable because nobody's paying attention to the minting, dude, that is just a genius.
You might just be the government.
Well, I mean, they could have been accumulating and selling off this whole time. Nobody has.
Taxi just said it was reported 3 days ago.
Oh, okay. See, that's when I heard about it 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Like, you don't hear streamers talking about it. I've been listening to a bunch of stuff. I didn't hear about it till 3 days ago, and now it's confirmed.
Well, we don't like to scream, fire inside of a, movie theater quite yet.
No, it's only $2 at a time. It's fine.
I know.
You die to $1.
Yeah. So bottom line is, as things progress, it'll be interesting to follow and track. There's not a lot that neither you or I or RipCity can do to change the course of this. It sucks if it really is true. It really does suck. But there are a lot of beautiful things being made in Hexco and Pulsechain beyond, if this is the case, that are happening. And to highlight some of that, if SJ is still inside the chat or watching, shout out to SJ, Black Hexagon, and RG3 for putting on an awesome Pulsechain Tour 369. We appreciate you for doing all your hard work and efforts, packing stuff up, packing stuff out, bringing in all kinds of things, putting out things, for display, all that kind of good stuff. I hope Black Hexagon is taking a nice little vacation of touching grass and spending time with family, because it's exhausting. It's a lot of effort for people to put on these events, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about some of the traditional stocks, because we always talk about these cryptos, but we don't pay attention to what's actually happening anywhere else, like anybody cares, right? But looking at the, let me get over to this really quick. Where's my boxes?
Is this on the weekly here? I'm assuming price go up. It's probably on the weekly.
This is currently a monthly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't need that either. So, but looking at the monthly, we see that Apple has just completely dominated the market for a long, long time. You know, they had this right over here, which is called a bump and a run. You know, you had this resistance, 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 and then all of a sudden it broke the resistance to the upside. It's supposed to go down before it goes up, and it didn't do that. So, you know, Apple has been killing it in the market. If you were getting in a long, long time ago, which since 2001, 2002, and iPhones and the progression. And so there's no difference in it. It still is bullish. You know, everybody's screaming that there's a problem in the market and, you know, we're going to have a crash and a recession. But this line right over here, it never touched that line again. So this is going to be major support. We're just talking coming down to like 150 bucks, 170 bucks from where it's currently at now. So I don't see it being a real big deal. As a matter of fact, you know that everything is starting to reverse right now on like Bitcoin and everything, in my opinion, because I haven't gotten to that chart yet. But here we see a trend line right over here, and you got a support. So right now we should be getting a turnaround on everything, including Apple, Nvidia, and everything. So we had this pullback, this drop that, you know, everybody's. First of all, when everybody was extremely bullish, that's when people should start to be bearish. They do what's called the what is it called? The Kramer mentality, whatever. So whatever Kramer says, do the opposite.
Do the opposite.
Yeah. So looking at charts, the simple trend lines is going to show you support and resistance. And right now, coming up on an angle right over here, we've currently supported. So we should get a bounce off of here. You need at least 2 to break it. Can we still come down to this level? Sure, there's no problem with that. This is good support right across here as well. So do I see this falling down to nowhere? No, I don't see anything. So the traditional stocks seem to still have a lot of power. And I see a lot of growth still happening in these sectors, these markets. And even Nvidia, for example, started to get a breakdown. And where does Nvidia go? You know, their lowest point that they'd come to is this level right over here at this 38 bucks. That's a huge drop. You know, but we need the circuits, right? We need the chips. We need the AI, DeepSeek. That was their big thing that they're getting drowned out by DeepSeek because of the China thing. But here's your support right over here. So if you end up coming down a little bit, you're going to turn around and keep going up. So I don't see a market crash. I don't see a housing crash. I don't see anything that's really alarming at this point. We're still in a progressional upwards trend on the standard stocks and everything. So that tells me that we can start looking at this again after December of 2025. Then you're going to be able to see if we end up getting a breakdown from there, because that's when something is going to happen where everybody's in euphoria and everybody's made all this money, and then you have, you know, people, if you made $100,000 on or $1 million on crypto and then you cashed out, how much taxes do you think you're going to have to pay?
Right.
So there goes your Lambo, right? You had it, now it's gone.
Yep. Bitcoin.
Pulling up the Bitcoin right now, we had this trend line, which is not a very strong trend line, but I used it a long time ago, going over this wick, going over this candle body, using that wick, and then looked at the future time. So if anybody's looking at these trend lines, they oftentimes do have a future hit. So right now it came down and rejected off of that. We bounced below it. It didn't hold it. So it hit it once, twice, and now it broke back up. It's going to follow the same trend. Downwards descending triangle, which is bullish. It's going to go into a bigger pattern. We currently have resistance way up here at this 100K. So that's where we're going to have to hit again before we break through it. But right now we're going to come up to this level right around the 87K, and then we'll probably get knocked down again, according to this chart. This doesn't necessarily need to come all the way down here, but this is a standard ABCDE Elliott wave chart pattern inside of a descending triangle. Very, very, very probable that this happens. Now, usually this E doesn't always come all the way down to this level. You could come down to this level and then break out. Usually you come down to about the midline right over here. So I'm going to be watching this, but I do think we're going to get a rejection at 87, and we're going to go from there.
I like how you've been putting the patterns off to the right there to kind of like, these are, kind of standard patterns that people, talk about. And, that's important for people to kind of associate what's potentially happening within the structure of that Bitcoin chart. So that's nice. I like that.
We can see right here, we've got support, and then we got a break, right? So this has now become resistance on the green line. So that's why I think these two intersections where it comes down this way, where you've only got a 1, a miss, a 2, a miss, this is going to be number 3. It takes 4 times to break it. So I do think that this is a very, very key level to close a candle body on. We could wick above it. We can certainly go up to the 89 or 90K. This is a weekly chart, or daily chart. This is a daily chart. And then we end up wicking back down and closing a candle body about this 87.8, maybe 89. Okay. But that's got to line up with here, and then we get rejected. So most of the other charts are kind of following the same narrative. But you definitely have resistance on this line. It's got to hit this line and hit its head and not break through it. So I would not count on a bull run as soon as it hits this 87. If a miracle happens, maybe. But this is letter D. This is currently where we're at. So this is confluence on everything where you're supposed to be. This green box right over here is your buy zone. This is your accumulation zone. We should get one more opportunity to come back in here within the next month or so. So we still have a little bit of up and down. This is going to be your bear trap. This is going to be your bull trap. And we're going to have one more bear trap where everybody's going to say, oh my God, it's going to zero. We're going into a recession. That's going to be where everybody's going to think something different. And then you're just going to completely take off. So I think this is going to be the end of that.
And you got tax money coming soon too for retail. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure you're going to get into that. Shout out Susie Q. Great to meet you in Las Vegas, hon. Awesome to always meet the queens of crypto. So shout out to you real quick there on that one. Yeah, so that should be interesting with tax money coming back. People who are getting tax money returns. Whether it be retail and or just people who are closely connected to crypto, who are just looking for a little extra boost to buy these opportunities in these bottoms, if you will, and enter the market with some, an extra 2, 3, 5, 10K. Anybody who has 10 to 15K would be awesome to buy Pulsechain right now, because what a great opportunity. Not financial advice, but well below stack price.
Yeah, I was saying 82K was going to be our bottom, but 74K was going to be the bottom. This is the bigger chart. And on the monthly chart, it looks like we are just messing around a little bit. Maybe we need one more trend line, but we could be at the bottom right over here. We're talking within a month, we should be turning around and going bullish. That's what I see on this chart right here. That's what I see on most charts. This one right over here is basically telling us that we've now broken back to the bullish side. We're going to come up here to this 87, 88 time frame right over here, and before we end up getting a pullback. But ultimately, this is all your buy zone, and you're looking at that 74 to 76K level. So Bitcoin does look like it's ready to rock and roll. So even on the 3-day chart, you got the same concept. So this is.
I think a lot of it. To the big dogs, the institutions have been looking for that opportunity to get in. They're definitely in the opportunity as far as they want to make profit, and where it was sitting just wasn't enough profit in for them. So, however, the manipulation needs to be processed in order for them to get a better buying opportunity. So be it. It is what it is. Don't get shaken out, you guys.
Well, I think a lot has to do with things that are out there, like the Ripple case. Ripple has already won their case. They're just trying to figure out what the settlement is, right? They're not the XRP is not a security. Ripple is what they're after. I believe that's the problem that they're still facing, and they're just finishing that up. Just like why didn't the price pump and keep going when Richard Hart's case was done? Everybody kind of expected that this is the time. We got the Pulse conference. We should be turning around, but it's a delayed reaction right now. People are still underwater on a lot of stuff because we just had a massive pullback. So it's going to have to be a rubber band effect to where when people start putting that money back in from this token, from stable coins to actual tokens, those are going to be flowed into all these different places. And right now, Pulsechain is ready for all of that to come in. There's nothing really holding it back. Just a couple little things like PDI, but they're meaningless, right? We don't have any liquidity tied to it, so you're fine on most of the rest of the chain. Right. But you're looking at, Bitcoin is still sitting here. It's the same thing. All these charts are basically telling you the exact same thing. These trend lines are all very, very powerful. And then this was a chart I had from a long time ago, and I'm looking at about 180K according to this one. This is not a logarithmic chart, so this is giving you something that's a little bit different. And this is basically an Elliott wave that I was looking at. You started out with wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back over here, where it came back down to this level, that didn't break the bottom of this one. So that confirmed that this was wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, which was 4 years ago, 3 years ago, where it was 2021, and then we came all the way down, and we didn't break that 15K level. So this is 14K. This is that 15K. So this is all the time that Dogecoin and everything was getting really popular. And this was, when we got that massive run. And you can see right now this level, even at this 80K level, it's 82K, which is where I was saying Bitcoin got wicked back up. And we're going to break this level. And if you go from the very bottom to the very top and you pull a Fibonacci, the 1618 is that 180K. On some other charts that I have that are logarithmic, those are showing about 225K. But this is a realistic level. This would be considered the lowest top level, if that makes sense, because the 1618 is the lowest top level that you would have. If you were to run the fib from here to here, you're going to end up getting this level right here. So so
you think the lowest top level is what price point?
180.
I mean, what do you think that does to the overall crypto market? I mean, let's peel it back for the viewer at home, thinking, oh, Bitcoin's price going up, but what does that mean for like Ethereum, Solana, XRP? For those at home that really want to know, Pulsechain, you know what I mean?
Well, I have this while we're talking about that. This one right over here. You want to look at the difference between different tokens and what they're doing. You're going to see that things are going to move. Like when Bitcoin moved, you got a bigger move on SUI and Solana than you did on Bitcoin or XRP or Ethereum right now. So you'd think that Solana is really, really high in price. You'd think that SUI is still pretty low as far as market cap goes. If you were to take and you go to a website, now don't yell at me because people don't like the word market cap, but I love it, right? So if you take the price of SUI, this is the website called Market Cap of. But if you were to say if SUI was the market cap of Solana, what am I doing? Yeah, they got fart coin on here. There's Solana. So right now, if SUI was the market cap of Solana right now, Solana would be worth, or SUI would be worth $21 a token right now. So think about the price of where SUI's at versus the price of Solana. So same concept with Pulsechain and Ethereum. If you were to take Pulsechain and you were to give it the market cap of
because there's a standing bet with B Roots and Crypto Ran where he believes that Pulsechain will flip Solana. So let's take a look at the market cap via Solana to Pulsechain. I want to see, that it could be pie in the sky. I don't know. I mean, what does Richard Hart mean when he says glory? We'll see. Right now he's taking a step back because he's not. He knows that timing is everything. He understands timing. So, maybe his interaction isn't needed yet. So 140X, you're saying?
140X is, and that's the current price of where everything has degraded down to today.
Today.
So right now, Solana's market cap is I have to go to what you call it.
It's probably down at least 50% from its
Yeah.
all-time high.
So,
Yeah.
and you can double that right there.
Right.
You can double that. And that's
I like what you're showing here. This is pretty juicy.
right. So 0.004 cents from the 0.0. We got 2 more zeros on right now. That's what we've got. And as far as the value and the price of where these two behemoth cryptos, I really think that Solana. I mean, for the people that love Solana, I've had a bad experience with Solana, so I'm going to shit talk it all day long. I think that Solana has a lot of stuff that's happening in the background that people don't realize, like bots and things that are actually amping up the price. Now, let me tell you, if I have a token and I remove the liquidity and I start buying my own token, I can artificially change the price of my token, and then I can put the LP back in there. And then once the LP is back in there, the value of the token is worth a lot higher than what it should actually be, because you don't have the backing for it. If everybody were to sell off, it would sell off a lot faster than it should. So I think that there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the background with Solana, that they're playing with these numbers, because after doing a lot of research on what's happening and why they're number 3 on the market, it's sickening to see that a chain that didn't have Sandbox, it didn't have the Decentraland, it didn't have the monkeys, it didn't have all these wonderful things that Ethereum had. What did Solana do? What did Solana have that you can say was a successful project? You can't. There isn't one. Why? Because they're all rugs. It's a pump and dump. I hate it. I would love for you to just tell me that I had an awesome experience and here's a multi-cycle token on Solana. You're not going to. Maybe now that we've got Trump token on there, maybe there can be some backing behind the thing behind it. But if Trump isn't actually launching tokens, you think he's a crypto guy? Do you think if he's actually launching tokens that he would have launched it on Solana? No, he would have launched it on Ethereum. That's my opinion.
I mean, he kind of, I don't want to say him, but whatever the case may be, there's a lot of value that left that token and bought into Ethereum. There was a rotation.
I think that was because Ethereum had some legal stuff happening with it, and that might be the reason why he didn't want to be named, and that's why he had to move the token and all kinds of stuff I've been hearing about it. But Solana was probably because of where it was at. It was kind of like the next best thing if you haven't been in this for a long time. I'm sure he's got a whole team of people that are telling him what to do, just like the people that did Haktua coin, just like the people that did Haktua coin. Same type of people that have this back end knowledge of crypto and where to put the tokens and where all the people are. So I would never launch anything on Solana ever again myself. This is just my personal. I hold Solana. Don't get me wrong. I have plenty of Solana that I have for investment purposes. It's a good yield in some of the exchanges. I have it locked up for a long time, and I don't plan on touching it for a long time. I think it's going to ride up with the rest of them, but I don't think it's going to get the amount of X's that everything else does. But I still have that speculation of where it's going to be a good value in the future, just not as good as some other things like Pulsechain. That's my personal opinion. If anybody has other opinions, share them. If you've had good experience on Solana, besides getting into meme coins and pump and dumps, if you're a person that's got a project on there, tell me about it, because I was in a lot of projects that seemed to be good on Solana, but they were all trash. Now, when I came from Solana to Pulsechain, because that was the next place I came from, Pulsechain had projects that were you have just a plethora of solid projects over here, and you have a team to back it.
Yep.
So that's
way back up here a little bit. You ready? Add it back to the stage. Yeah, it's interesting too. Like, you're right. There's I will say this much. I have had fun interacting with people from Solana and XRP. There's a lot that we over in Pulsechain understand to the deep, waters of DeFi that like sometimes we forget how deep down the rabbit hole we are. And so when you're talking with people as far as liquidity and all the mechanics that we have over here, it's kind of like we're speaking Chinese to them. But I've had a great time interacting with people in spaces and just, capturing the culture and spending time with them. And, they get excited, just by me coming in the room, excited to talk with them. You know what I mean? So that's been a pleasant to do so. But it's our opportunity to teach people about crypto and DeFi over here in Pulsechain and not try to get arrogant or cocky. But it's an opportunity to teach. Shout out to Whitney Magic, who's, she's taken on the mantle of being a queen of crypto who's out there teaching women. I believe she's down in Costa Rica right now, teaching a bunch of no-coiners to about 200 people about crypto and DeFi. And just get used to that, you guys. It's going to happen as we progress forward. Where you're going to have a lot of questions in Telegram and in chat about some things that, you're like, whoa, what's this all about? This is stuff that we, this is like crypto 101. Be prepared. Let me pull up the chart here again.
The only thing that I have to say about my experience in crypto is that, the number one rule is everybody wants it. Everybody wants your crypto. Whether it's scam projects, if it's these projects, the legitimate ones that are out there, they need to be promoted. They need to be shined upon. The devs that aren't going anywhere, the devs that have the tokens locked up. These are projects that are multi-cycle projects, and I'd like to see them grow. I have a lot of conviction with Solana still being a something in a chain. And I think it's a better chain than AVAX and some of the other ones that you don't really hear a lot about. But Solana's got all the people. Solana's got all the attention right now. That's why it's popular. So for the people that are building on it, I personally have had bad experiences. So I personally just don't want to build on that. But, looking at like other chains like Sui, for example, which has other great opportunities and potentials. This is primarily a game chain. I'm speculating that we're going to have a lot of value being brought into here and balanced out. So I do think that Sui has got a lot more potential than Solana, and these two are kind of button heads right now, going back and forth between which one is going to be better, because you got one that's been around for a while, has all the attention with a really high value, and which is good in gas prices too. There's no problem with the gas. But then you got the other one over here that's undervalued, the underdog that has unique things that hasn't actually been tested yet, right? So they have like dynamic NFTs, but NFTs aren't really a thing right now. But when they are, what's the difference between Solana and something that's got dynamic NFTs that you can do stuff on? So the future potential of this is actually much better than Solana, in my opinion. But this chain is harder to build on. It's more secure, but there's going to be rug pulls everywhere. You can start a pump up over here as well. But from the looks of this, I was looking at this trend line right over here. You can see the wave, right? So this would be the top of the wave. This is the bottom of the wave. This is the top of the wave, and it comes back down, and it should not cross below the top.
That top point, yeah.
Right. So looking at this on a bigger scale, we are right at that level. So this is questionable whether it did it. I need to go up to a bigger time frame. I actually got a wick right here. I can go down to the candle body, but this is the end of it right here. I should be making a box. This is all ignored because this is on the way up. That doesn't count. But you're still in that rejection zone. This is the exact same thing that Bitcoin did when it went up to 14K and then dropped all the way back down, went up to 60K and then dropped all the way back down. This is the level that you were at when Bitcoin was at 14K before it took that massive run to the upside. So this is a good point. If it breaks down below this, if you're back into the $1.90s or below $2, then you can kiss this thing goodbye for a while. It's going to go into bear market, and it's going to be a little while before we break back up, only based off of this level right over here. So this is your good support level. So you have a good support. It should hit this at least 2, maybe 3 times before it actually breaks. If you do, you'd be coming down to the dollar level. Remember, we had this massive run up that went really, really quick. From 60 cents is where I was trading at, and then you're getting out at $5. That was a nice run.
Jeez, that was a good run.
This is what I expect Pulsechain to do. So, but that's all I've got for the actual charts.
Cool. A lot of bottoms, you're saying, potentially. A lot of bottoms in.
Yeah, we've been waiting for these bottoms for such a long time now. And I keep saying, if you're just getting into this crypto stuff now, you're in a really good place, man. I wish somebody was getting into crypto at this time. Instead, they were getting me in at the top of 2017, 2018, right before the market started tanking from 20K on Bitcoin. And that was my learning curve, where it was just depression, where I was putting in money and everything was going down. And I'm like, they told me it was going to go up. I don't know nothing about crypto, right?
Right.
It was going to go up. So I got in when the price was going down, trying to learn this stuff. And I started learning how to short. That's where I got in with the trading, because the price wasn't going up. You're not making money by holding tokens. So after that year was over, 2018, when the price started going back up, it was all in.
All in.
What you got for hats, man?
So starting next week, we got ourselves one of the great community members, Brian McGruder, makes awesome hats. He gave me a ton of these down in Vegas. The inside, it just has like the Pulsechain logos. Even on the outside, it has these awesome embroiderment you can see there. Bottom line is, next week we'll start to figure out a way how to give out some of these hats along with other giveaways and what have you for everyone that's you'd be looking for a Pulsechain one too, but just like we'll figure out a way to send them. I know people don't want to get doxxed, so we could send them to some Amazon drop site or what have you if people want. We'll figure out a way to get people these cool hats. These hats probably do reach, the dude gives these hats away. They're probably $60 hats, and he's making hundreds of them. And they were like the go-to hat at the golf course. He's done it in the past where he's done, much of these hats where it's, the Pulsechain colors and logos and, Pulse X, Hex on one side, Pulsechain on the other side. He just makes awesome freaking hats out of the goodness of his heart. He loves this ecosystem and likes to give stuff away. And so I had a great conversation with him. I won't get into the nitty-gritty of the details of potentially having his hats exclusive on a website. Won't give you that yet. Still working out some back-end stuff. Good morning to you. So that should be cool to be able to, even if he's not making money, he doesn't even really want money, you guys. So we might just be selling the hats at cost. So that'd be cool, just to be able to, send it out to the community members who aren't able to make it to these in life real meetups, and then people could buy them at cost, which would be cool because people want to get a hold of them. Hey, crazy shit going on. That's why we call it the crypto shit show. And guys, just buckle up.
Yeah,
you got conviction in crypto. Yeah,
I'm into these in life meetup things now that I'm kind of breaking out of my shell here with doxing myself. But think about where else would they be doing these in life meetups?
Yeah,
because right now all I heard was Vegas. I don't know where you guys went before that. Malta.
Well, that Malta was kind of I don't want to say private. It wasn't private. It was just, it'd be like you and me just saying, hey, let's go have a small group within King Pui over in Hawaii, kind of thing. And so it might be 20 people. Malta was one. I know of one coming up here soon, I believe in July, out in Austin, Texas.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've been to Austin, Houston, Vegas, Portland, Seattle. If SJ's still in here, she's been everywhere. She's done a round trip around the globe, like a globetrotter, just doing her thing. having fun with the community. But yeah, you're right. It doesn't really happen to this extent in many of the communities. I do know that XRP and Ethereum are going to be going down to Vegas, I believe, in either April or May. So shout out to them on that one. I've gotten an invite to go down and do my thing. And you know, some people might say, "What the f are you doing?" Hey, if you believe in Pulsechain and where we're going with DeFi and what it does, there's a way that you can interact with people without kicking them in the balls. Excuse my language. And saying what your conviction is not cool, and still be very blockchain centric, and still have a way to communicate with them without them shutting up, and or you coming off like an egotistical ass. You know what I mean? So we need to do that if you want to attract people to that shining city on the hill. Everyone, we need to interact with other people on other blockchains and show them the power. So, yep.
Yeah. You know, there's a everybody's sitting here looking at this, all these charts and all the red. I just have to reiterate, man. Coming to the Pulsechain community is something different than I've seen at other communities and other tokens, other projects. And looking at all this red in the charts, it's not natural. You know, there was a bunch of bad events that happened with Richard Hart, and he's a very, very big key part of this whole ecosystem, and a lot rides on what he says. And to me, it seems like if he wants this chain to explode, all he's got to do is come on stream, and I really feel like that's what's about to happen.
Yeah.
If he does come on stream, you know, and you're not if you're sitting in stables, you're going to miss that opportunity. I called the bottom, so if you're not getting in now, then it's not financial advice, but I'm just saying that's bottom. So you can't look at these prices and be sad about it anymore. But once we start taking off, people are going to forget about the bottom, and then people are going to be saying, "Man, I wish I bought more."
Yeah, I mean, and here's the deal too, guys. As things mature in Pulsechain, you know, the price of Apple's stock price, to a certain extent, it was Steve Jobs brought a lot of that fire to that stock. But as what I'm trying to say is, as things mature in Pulsechain, I think that we'll become a little bit less reliant on the need for Richard. Yes, in its infancy and its little babyhood here, we've had the where's Sack Daddy? Where do you go? Well, he's just understanding that markets are in cycles and that now is not the time to stream due to a lot of other externalities that have happened to him. But when he does come back, I think it's really important for the community to know that we need to be mature enough to grow this ecosystem without Richard always doing all the heavy lifting for us. That's not how things, you know, grow naturally and organically, you guys. We need to be able to do the heavy lifting ourselves as the ecosystem, the community members, and that's how we roll. So shout out Pulsechain. Yeah, speaking of dynamic NFTs, Anti-Gravity, the dark token is pretty an interesting dynamic as far as an NFT goes. I like what he does over there. Had a great time with Pulsechain Vision, previously known as Hexray Vision, just like Prince, now formerly, Prince, now the artist. Had a great time with him in Vegas, as always. Met with him many times and appreciate him as a friend. Much love to you, brother. You got anything else, KRJ? I know you got to catch a flight here pretty soon today. All that kind of good stuff. No?
Good.
Yeah, cool. With that being said, we're going to kick off this outro video, which was a AJRipCity rendition of the KP cuts. This is our Vegas. Much love to the Vegas Pulsechain 369. Much love to AWild, SJ, Black Hexagon, and RG3 for putting on a great one. It looks like they'll be doing a annual meetup. The vision of RG3 and filling out stadiums with people. I want to be a part of that. I believe that we're trying to capture the culture through arts and music and bringing that onto chain. So I think the idea of Pulsechain capturing the culture through art and music, I think the way we fill out stadiums, we interject music, you guys. Music can get things popping. I know we love a CD on the blockchain, but I think there's more to it for the ecosystem of Pulsechain and how we get things jumping. And so we want to play our role in that in the future. So I appreciate you hopping on here, KRJ.
Yeah, man.
Sorry for last Saturday. I think Saturday morning I was without a phone, without a wallet, and a lot of dignity. Was just what have you. I got.
Yeah, you didn't miss nothing but a bunch of red candles. That's it. So
I guess so.
We'll skip that week anyway. It's all right.
All right. Hey, I appreciate everyone watching live and on the replay, gang. We'll be back, I believe, next Saturday. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and then next week we'll be doing the Crypto Shit Show. We'll be doing some giveaways, just talking crypto, open mics, and then teeing things up for crypto, just talking about it. So appreciate everyone. Take care. Have a great day. Great weekend. Peace.
Light this party up, it's conference time. The Pulse 369 has arrived. Welcome to the Pulsechain ride. Everyone coming down, pumped up, feeling the sound. Community never felt so high. Crypto merges in the Vegas lights. This is crypto. This is crypto. Bass drop. Come check it out. The Pulse 369 gonna be so damn alive. Parties will be bumping, crowds will all be jumping. Let this party fly, starting this DFY, summer outright. Yeah. Come check it out. The Pulse 369 gonna be so damn alive. Gonna hold in one at the tournament. Yeah. Crypto prizes, tens of thousands. Yeah. Sponsors on the scene with the Vegas sunrise. Gonna be so damn hot, hanging with this Pulsechain cabal. Yeah, no permissions on the rise. No permissions on the rise. Yeah. Yeah. Come check it out. Pulse 369, gonna be so damn alive. Solid X makes those tides rise. Let's sing crypto doing tea time. No just chipping at 2 funds. NCR hitting on the back 9. The boy, king and queen, gonna ride that carpet ride. Actuator, waiter, hexing that big fat prize. Yeah. Solid X makes those tides rise. Vets in crypto doing tea time. Nope, just chipping at 2 fucks. MCR hitting on the back 9. The boy, king and queen, gonna ride that carpet ride. Actuator hexing that big fat prize. Solid X makes the tides rise. That's in crypto doing team time. Nope, just chipping at 2 fucks. MCR hitting on the back 9. The boy, king and queen, gonna ride that carpet ride. Actuator hexing that big fat prize. Check it out. The Pulse 369 gonna be so damn alive.
Thanks again, everyone. We'll be back Monday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think I'm going to kick it off with some music for an hour and then we're going to hop into some open mic at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for the Crypto Shit Show. You guys have a great weekend. Peace.
Konnichiwa!